So based on, let me make a distinction. No one is visual, auditory, or kinesthetic.
Meaning alone.
No one is visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, alone or not alone. No one is anything. These are modalities that people are using.
Okay, yeah.
And someone might use one more than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Even with meta programs, nobody is away from or toward. They're using that filter. And with these, they can shift. They can shift in context. They can shift over time. In one context, they might be really visual.
Yeah.
They're at work and they're highly visual. Their relationship, they're highly auditory. They can shift. They can shift from one to another. I remember I had a conversation with someone once, and he said something like, "I don't really see what you mean." And so I said, "Let me give you a clear picture."
Nice.
And I explained it, and he said, "I don't know if it sounds right." And so I said, "Well, I can tell you a little bit more about
How's the
it.
brain going for you at that
Tell
point?
you a little bit more. Let's talk about it so that it makes sense." And then I talked about it, and he said, "I don't know how it feels." And I went into his feeling, and I explained it with some, so this is what you need to connect with. This is what you need to grasp. And we cycled through the senses, and at the end he said, "Oh, I get it." And I just followed his senses. Without this distinction, I would not have been able to do that. But with this distinction, you can follow people's senses. You can go with their energy. And what people will reveal to you is their information processing strategies. Do they go to visual first, auditory first, kinesthetic first? Or the auditory digital here is self-talk. So auditory digital is also known as unspecified, okay? So you hear those words, and then someone who's kinesthetic. So what do you do? Once you hear them, then you speak back to the personal language, and the effect that it has, what effect is it going to have? You speak to someone in that modality.
Mapping the same
Rapport. Very
Yeah,
strong
it's going to build
rapport.
rapport. Yeah, absolutely, it's going to build rapport. Let me give you a great example of what you can do with these. I had a client, and in the coaching that we were doing, she was really good at getting into different states. So she has her eyes closed, she's in this great state of mind, and she was highly kinesthetic. So I said, "What happens when you get in touch with that feeling?" She's like, "Oh, it's great. And what's it like to connect with that resource?" Yeah, and I kept using kinesthetic words, connect with that, get in touch with that. "What happens when you set that as the foundation for your future?" Wow. And then I said, "And what does the future look like?" And her response was kind of like confusion. Rapport breaker, instantaneous break, because she's not processing in that modality. So then I go back to kinesthetic. You can feel that even stronger. It's moving, isn't it? Yeah, and then I get back to the state. Some people, you can use one of them and then switch to the other, and they'll go with you. And if you can do that, then you can take them to different, you can give someone a full sensory experience. Some people, you have to go back to the one they keep using.